Early concepts and how I went about coming up with the sound and atmosphere vibes for Don't Fret. Do other indie devs do this, or is it just me? Congratulations to Scary Kid Games for making the very first Hood Irony-like video game. So it has not been that long since the last video I have made about Don't Fret, which is an accomplishment for me because I did not take a 2-month hiatus again. We learned so much in that last video, how to not market your game on Twitter, the lore of Sprunky, I guess, I don't know. We did not learn about that actually. That's gonna be a video that'll probably come out in the next week or so. I want to go over that because I'm kind of interested in that now. Some of you actually went and explained what Sprunky was to me, so we might do a follow-up talking about that. But that's not what this is about today. No, no, no. Instead, we are going to be talking about Don't Fret once more, and Scary Kid Studios on top of that. And also Rocket Music, since it's their studio. Because the deeper that you dive into this game, the more strange information you find about its development. And a lot of the information that I'm finding around the development of this game just seems very lazy and also just borderline deceitful. Not even borderline deceitful. Scratch that. The developer is just lying to people. They are literally just lying to people. We'll get into that real quick. Again, I do want to say as well, don't go out of your way to harass these people, even if this game becomes a lot more shady the more that we find out about it. I am still sure that the people that are making this game still have good intentions, and at worst, they just want to make a quick buck. Not unlike many other mascot horror games in the past, so you know, just to take that into consideration. I'm only criticizing the product itself and some of the decisions the developers took while making this game and not the people themselves. I just thought that this was very interesting information I had stumbled upon after the creation of my first video. So let's get into all of that. Before we do, you know, hit the subscribe button for more Dargs content. It'd be cool if we could see this channel hit at least 5,000 by the end of this year. And if it does, maybe I'll start uploading to it a little bit more as well. I'll definitely be sure to keep up on Don't Fret news. I'll become the #1 Don't Fret YouTube channel. I'll become the first Fret tuber. How about that? Okay, anyways, the first thing that I found around this game, and just Rocket Music in general, is their heavy use of AI. Not just for the cover art of a lot of their songs, as I went to go find, but even down to the conceptualization of Don't Fret itself. And it's not like Rocket Music is trying to hide this either. In 2022, they posted out a post saying that they wanted to create a music video entirely out of AI-generated art. To give them the benefit of the doubt here, this was when the technology was still very new and not seen as, like, the threat that it is today. You get it? But the benefit of the doubt there does kind of stretch a little thin when you realize that a lot of their cover arts have also been generated by AI as well. The most egregious example, I believe, is this cover art for their song Scared of Myself, which is about Poppy Playtime, apparently. And if you look at this cover art, it has absolutely nothing to do with Poppy Playtime. I can't even decipher what's going on here. It's like an orange lake with like weird orange boils building around it. I think that's a crow that's supposed to be standing there. If somebody could tell me what this is supposed to represent inside of Poppy Playtime, it would be really appreciated. Is this what Chapter 4 is gonna look like? I'm already a Mob Games partner. I should know more about Poppy Playtime than these people, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they knew something all the way back last year that we don't. Let me know in the comments if you're an orange boil theory truther. I don't know. Anyways, this is far from the only example of them using AI-generated art for their single covers. The only one on Spotify that I was able to find that is very obviously AI is one for a Skibidi Toilet song that they made. The other singles can really only be found on the Scary the Kid topic channel, which I don't know what the distinction between this and regular Rocket Music is, but it's very obviously the same people. They have Fret as their profile picture. This is very clearly tied to Rocket Music and Scary Kid Studios and Don't Fret. So I do think that this is very worthy of criticism by itself. And it just doesn't really make that much sense to me. A lot of the covers for Rocket Music's videos do have some pretty good art on them that is very clearly made by real human artists. I don't know why they felt the need to use AI on like 4 covers when they could have have just definitely got one of their many artists to do one for them. It just seems very lazy and really doesn't help with the reputation behind this game and its studio. But if this was the only thing regarding AI around Don't Fret, I could probably excuse it, but it is far, far from that. What if I told you the very concept of the Don't Fret character itself was originally created by AI? And what if I told you this isn't even a fact that the studio even tries to hide? They blatantly told us. They wanted to give us this information. The Scary Kid Studios YouTube account uploaded this video a few months ago called How I Made My Indie Horror Character Design. And I'll just let the first like 30 seconds of this video play uninterrupted so you can see what I'm talking about.
What's the first step in creating an indie horror game? Create a cool story and cool characters. For my upcoming horror game, Don't Fret, be sure to wish us on Steam. You play as a guitar named Fret. Clever, I know. While I had the concept in my head of this character, I needed to come up with what they would actually look like so we could actually, have a character model. Now, I'm not a graphic designer, so I did what many other indie devs do, turn to AI to help get the gears turning. I didn't really like what I was getting, and it wasn't doing anything for me that I couldn't do myself, so I decided to just do it myself.
Wow, incredible!
Now, he does go on to say that he did take this and then actually make concept art that he made himself and then gave it to a professional to make, like, real concept art. But it's just like, why did you feel the need to do this at all then? It is very clear that Scary Kid Studios is not scared to use a bunch of generative AI in the development of this game. And although they did go on and actually pay an artist to make real concept art for the game, this is just such a bad look. Like, I don't understand why you published this yourself. So, like, I don't really have much inquiries to trust that you're also not using generative AI in a lot of other avenues while making this game. And if they are, I just think that's really lazy. Like, that's something that Garten of Banban hasn't even been proven to do. It just doesn't give your project that great of a look, especially when it does seem like you are actually pretty passionate about this entire thing. How am I to trust that you're not using generative AI to make a lot of the music in the game as well, and you're just not telling us? Even if you aren't, it's getting really hard to tell between real and AI generated music now. Like, this stuff has been evolving fast, and it's been evolving fast for a really long time now. It's hard for me as a consumer to now trust that you're not going to be putting that type of content into the game itself, which is really upsetting because I'd at least want to give you the benefit of the doubt that all the things that are being created for this game are at least original and created by a human thought. Maybe I am going a little bit too hard in the paint. You could let me know if I am or not, but I personally just see this to be a very upsetting thing for this studio to do, especially when Rocket Music has like 1 million subscribers. They are popular. It's not like these are like some small guys with no money. They can absolutely pay for concept artists and artists for their single covers, and for the most part, it seems like they do. So I don't understand why they risk their reputation so badly to cut corners in the most trivial places. The use of AI in media can be seen as very deceitful no matter what, but at the very least, they are being a little bit upfront with it. One thing that they are not being upfront about at all, though, is literally just the game itself. Now, the posts that I'm about to show you are posts that aren't up anymore. I was able to find these by means that I'm not going to disclose publicly, but these are real and they're proven to be real. And it just adds more to the embarrassing ways that this studio is deciding to market their game. And that's just by blatantly lying by saying that this game was created in the span of 48 hours. I don't have these shorts on hand anymore as the videos themselves were deleted, but I do have screenshots that were archived at the time. And as you can see, they're saying that Don't Fret was made in the span of 48 hours, which if you look at the development timeline of this game is just not true at all. This game has been in development for at minimum 8 months. So I don't know why they decided to just lie like this. And it's something that the comments would call out as well. Wait, you've been making this game for months. Why is that your title? That's really confusing. For Scary Kid Studios to respond with, the algorithm on YouTube really likes I made a game. What does this even, what the fuck does this mean? Okay, I think I know what he's talking about. And yes, I've seen those videos before and they do pretty well. But like, if it just doesn't apply to your game that you're currently creating, why do that? These posts got like at minimum 100 likes too. Was it really worth to lie about your product just to promote your game for 100 likes? And then to just be so shamelessly upfront about the fact that you're lying to your audience. It's just so backwards. I don't understand why you're doing this. They would go on to have a back and forth with that commenter, which I will also read here now. I understand that as such. It's hard to market an indie game efficiently, no doubt about that. I just hope no one takes this as being lied to. We've seen too many game devs being dishonest with their fans, and it's coming to bite them in the butt later. Even if this is small and likely insignificant, I don't want that to happen to you before you've even had a chance to truly shine. Which Scary Kid Studios would respond with, I appreciate that. Anyone who knows us, me, I do the opposite. Except I do get wild with the marketing sometimes. But no, I appreciate that. Trust me, the game will speak for itself. Okay, so Scary Kid Studios' idea with going wild with marketing is to just beg people to play their game and then just lie to their audience? What kind of marketing is this? This is anti-marketing. You know what? No, Scary Kid Studios, hire me to be your marketing agent, okay? I can promise you that I will do a much better job than whoever is doing this. I said this in the last video, but whoever is in charge of marketing this game, toss them out. Throw them away into the garbage. I swear, you're not doing any favors of yourself by whoever is running all of the social media accounts. You're just not. Stop. It's bad enough that you did that whole stunt on Twitter, but that was just generally kind of funny, and who knows, maybe it even worked to your benefit a little bit in a weird, contrived way. And although anti-marketing like that can work sometimes, you can't fly too close to the sun. Once you start lying to your audience about the development of your own game, things are going to start to get dicey really quickly. And at least it seems like you've acknowledged that now since you deleted all of these posts. But again, what precedent does that set? That you're just willing to lie to your audience and player base so you can get a boost in the algorithm? The more people who find out about stuff like this, the more your support base is going to shrink. It is just not a smart way to market your game, and I hope that you stop doing stuff like this. But considering that your newest YouTube short 9 days ago was you begging for Creekcraft to play your game, and also tagging him in the post that you did so, I don't know, maybe you're never going to learn anything, and if you don't, then I can't stop the fate of your game. Just like very, very poor marketing all around, very poor business decisions, just like stop, put a full stop to everything, reevaluate your entire approach to creating this game. It seems that you guys are very receptive to feedback, which I do appreciate. So if you're going to take anything from this video, just like slow down a little bit, please. If the game is good, it'll speak for itself. If you make good and memorable characters, it'll speak for itself. I think that we all forget this, but Five Nights at Freddy's all those years back, before the game launched, had a Kickstarter page that was made for it that grossed a whopping $0 at the time. But because the game itself just had an interesting concept, Let's Players attached to it as it started to do the numbers, and boom, we now have a multimedia juggernaut. Although you'll likely not reach that level of highs, it's still very possible to get a huge amount of success in this field if you just make a good product. Unique Geese basically only promoted Indigo Park through just making devlogs of that game, but so many people got attached to it despite it being so short and kinda mid because the character that was attached to the product was really popular. If you make a good product, I believe that success will come in time. So just focus on making the damn game and not trying to get merch made to put into Target already when you only have a demo out. I think that would be a very good step to making your game a little bit more presentable to the eyes of your consumer base. Anyways, that's the Don't Fret update. I would really like to hear your thoughts on this entire situation. I'm curious, are you willing to forgive them for all of this? Personally, I am. I feel like a lot of this stuff is really, really stupid, but they can rectify it, and I really hope that they do. But it's just like, the cringe marketing is just so much, man. I don't know. And on top of the demo itself just kind of being underwhelming, in my opinion, I don't really know how much faith I have in this project. But who knows? I'm still gonna root for them. I hope they turn this ship around and they're able to create something that's like really good by the end of it. And even not, just like hopefully they stop doing stuff like this, man. Or you know what? Maybe don't. If you keep sinking this ship, then that just means more content for me. I'll become the more Pegasus of Don't Fret. Anyways, yeah, that is basically all I want to talk about now. How do I end this video? Go like this post on Twitter by the Don't Fret account. It's really good. It's really, really good. I've been Dargs, and until next time, I'm gonna fret again.